Before the video starts, I want you guys to like and subscribe and share this video around with friends if you can. It helps out a ton. Let's get some subscribers in. Let's get some likes in. Please comment down below. I'm terrible about saying this at the beginning of videos. I put this at the end. Sometimes I don't even put it at the video at all, but it does help out a lot. So please like and subscribe. And with that, well, let's get on with the video. Everybody, how's it going? Today I'm making a video talking about Obsidian Entertainment and how they are working on a brand new Fallout game. So let's hop into it. But before we hop into it, we got a special guest here today. We got Ninette, the sweet little kitty. She's hanging out, having a good time. So let's talk about Obsidian Fallout. This is the only good news today. The only good news today is this cat sitting in my lap. So, Obsidian has been reported to be working on a brand new Fallout game. This comes from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, who has reported that Obsidian has now been placed to work on a brand new Fallout game that is led by the original director of Fallout New Vegas, Josh Sawyer. And while this may sound like good news in practice, it's not that great. Obsidian has just been hit by the massive layoffs that have been happening over at Xbox the past week. About 1/4 of the staff has been laid off at Obsidian, and this was very alarming to me, as I don't think Obsidian has made a game as good as Fallout New Vegas since being acquired by Microsoft. I can't say my hopes are too high about Obsidian working on a brand new Fallout game. Josh Sawyer being involved gives me some hope, as he did direct Fallout New Vegas, but the problem is laying off 1/4 of your staff will affect the Fallout game. If you're ramping up production on a brand new Fallout game, I would assume you'd want to keep the original staff that have been working at Obsidian for a while now. I just saw a report from Eurogamer that Brandon Adler, who is the director at Obsidian, who worked on The Outer Worlds 2, said that most of the staff that made the DNA of Obsidian what it is still there, despite the reports that 1/4 of the staff have been laid off. That gives me some hope that Obsidian is still intact in some shape or form, but the output does not meet that standard. Do with that what you will. My thought going into this was that, okay, they're working on a brand new Fallout game, but none of the staff is going to be there that made Fallout New Vegas great. So it's good to hear that that the core DNA of Obsidian is there still. My problem with this is while I did enjoy a game like The Outer Worlds and why I didn't enjoy games like Avowed, those games they're okay to good, not great games like Fallout New Vegas was. And I think that's where my problem lies with Obsidian, is that they make good but not great games. That's a big problem when going into a Fallout project and also hyping up a Fallout project. None of the people working at some of these studios that announce new projects are the same team that made the games that you love great. Like Rocksteady's reportedly working on a brand new Batman Arkham game, but the core people that made Rocksteady Batman games so great have left post Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So it's hard for me to get hyped when a studio that doesn't have the core team working on it announces a new project. The game, it's exciting that studio gets to work on that project again, but it's only the studio in name alone. Josh Sawyer is still there at Obsidian directing the game. I worry about some of the other aspects of the game, like gameplay stuff, writing. Chris Avellone is gone, and he was a big part of what made Fallout New Vegas's writing so great. But you do have a John Gonzalez at Obsidian who worked on Fallout New Vegas. There's a few key people missing, and some of the team that has worked on Fallout New Vegas have gone. So my biggest problem stems from people hyping up something like Obsidian working on a new Fallout. It would have been exciting maybe a decade ago, whenever the core team of Obsidian was still there. This is going to be a problem when the game comes out, because if the game comes out and it's great, that's awesome, but I don't think we should be getting super excited about Obsidian working on a Fallout game. I'm actually personally a big fan of the Outer Worlds. I think it was the closest we got to a Fallout feeling game. It is Fallout in DNA. Like, if you play the Outer Worlds, it does feel like a Fallout game. I think it falls short of being something to that level, and part of that could be that the IP just isn't Fallout, and the IP of Fallout could create that feeling again of playing an Obsidian-based Fallout game, but part of me doesn't believe that that's the case. Under Microsoft especially, they're going on a spree of just wanting to make a quick buck and laying off talent that has been at studios for decades and decades, and they're just trying to make money quick. And I don't think putting teams on a Fallout game that they may or may not want to work on is the course to success at Microsoft. Obsidian has stated before that they do want to work on a Fallout game again, but my thing is, I think they want it on their terms and not their friends getting fired around them. It's just not, it's not morale building, and I do think this could lead to a rushed product. The same thing is going on over at Bethesda, who are the owners of the Fallout IP. They're dealing with some layoffs happening, and that's going to negatively impact something like an Elder Scrolls 6, which is another good example of why we shouldn't be hyped for these games, because the studios are just names alone and not the talent. There's several people who were just laid off at Bethesda who are working there since Morrowind. So the core team of Bethesda Game Studios isn't the same that worked on Skyrim. And some of the key, like, quest designers and writers have left Bethesda Game Studios since then. And this is a problem with the game also having been announced in 2018. The Elder Scrolls 6 has been announced since 2018, and we've seen nothing of it. They have worked on Starfield since then, but that's another good example, is Fallout 76 and Starfield have come out since announcing the Elder Scrolls 6, and both Fallout 76 and Starfield are not great games. Bethesda has passed their prime, and I don't think Elder Scrolls 6 is magically going to be a phenomenal genre-defining video game anymore. It maybe 10 years ago, if Elder Scrolls 6 is right around the corner, maybe I would have agreed with people that Elder Scrolls 6 would have been a genre-defining video game. I just don't know if they can bounce back unless they cut back on production timelines and shrink the scale of the games that they're working on. Bethesda tries to make games too big, and it leads to games feeling overbloated and poorly designed, and there's too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to Bethesda Game Studios games. And I would say the same about Obsidian when it comes to their output. It's just overall not a great time to be a fan of Fallout or Elder Scrolls, as it just seems like the projects are in not great positions right now, and the morale is incredibly low at all studios right now, that I just, it's hard for me to be excited about an Obsidian-based Fallout game. Like, say even like close to 2 years ago, I would have been through the roof about a Fallout game being announced. I think the only Fallout project I could be excited for would be something like a remaster, because at least I know what I'm getting. I know I'm getting basically the same game, and that's exciting because it's like, this is a safe bet because I've played this and I love this. As a gaming community, we should step back and really examine what's going on with these studios and actually take a look at who's working on these and what can we expect from these studios, and try not to get too hyped about something, because while Josh Sawyer is directing Fallout at Obsidian, that's the only thing that gets me excited, is that Josh Sawyer is attached to it. I don't know if there is saving the franchise at this point. They just have to prove us wrong. It's a waiting game to see what the game's going to be like and what Obsidian brings to the table for a brand new Fallout project in whatever year it comes out. In modern times, things are looking pretty bleak right now, but there's tons to look forward to. It isn't all doom and gloom out there when it comes to gaming. There's plenty of great looking games coming out, and it's just a matter of waiting and seeing what these teams come up with. So let me know what you guys think down below. Just wanted to do a quick ramble about what's going on over at Obsidian, because Fallout as a game series is so important to me. One of my most beloved game franchises of all time, and I just want to see it do good. I only think critically about this because I love the franchise. I want to see Obsidian making a Fallout game should be so badass, and I want them to get that to that point. It's just everything Microsoft is doing is just all signs point to this is not a good idea. What we should do is just support indie developers, support physical media, because these are the things that are going to be bolstering the video game industry, and we need to support whatever way we can. I hope the developers that lost their jobs land on their feet. This is terrible news, especially all the 3,200 jobs that were lost at Microsoft. I really hope they land on their feet, and yeah, it's a shame what Xbox is doing, and I wish I could say I'm hyped for Fallout, but I'm cautiously optimistic, and I hope we get a good game. But that's about it. Take care. Please like and subscribe, and let me know what you think down below. I'm going to link the Eurogamer article and Jason Schreier's Bloomberg report down below in the comments section. Yeah, so just take care and have a great day. See you guys later.